If you're still bouncing between a design or estimating tool, a spreadsheet, and your notes app to run your Christmas lighting, permanent lighting, or even your landscape lighting business, this video is going to save you a ton of time every single week. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel or even my website here, my name's Jeff Jarena, and I've run a Christmas lighting business for over 26 years now. I've also installed and managed over 2,500 jobs, and I've trained hundreds of business owners and contractors how to start and scale their own lighting business. And I built the tool that I'm about to show you because nothing on the market except this software worked the way I actually needed it to. So with that, let's dive in. All right, so welcome to the software that I believe is going to absolutely transform your business. I've created the software. It's called LightHawk. It's the all-in-one design, estimating, scheduling, and management software for your Christmas lighting, your permanent lighting, or even your landscape lighting business. And yes, you could use this for other service businesses as well. So I want to start here with the dashboard, and I do want to say here before I show you the dashboard, or you're probably looking at it right now in the demo, this is the first screen that you're going to come to when you log into the LightHawk platform. Now, when you go to christmaslightsdesign.com/LightHawk to become a member of the software, when you do that, we're going to send you a username and temporary password. And once you log in, you're now going to be right here at the main dashboard. Okay, this is the central hub of your company. Okay, and you can see here there's multiple ways to generate an estimate. You can do this through the photo mockup tool, and I'm going to show you each one of these. Or you can do this via the quick estimate tool. Now, just below those two options, you'll see the CRM and Leads section, okay? That is your own dedicated database that you can track your leads, you can manage all your customers, the installs, the removals, the specifics about that job, you know, the money that you're receiving, the down payment, remaining balance, all these different things. You're going to be able to do that on the CRM and Leads section. And I'll show you that here in a little bit or during this video. But I want to first start here with the photo mockup and quick estimate tools. And as I'm showing you that, just before I do that, in this main screen, you can see that there's a dashboard. There's a photo mockup. You can go here via the navigation screen. You can go to the photo mockup tool, the quick estimate screen, job tracker, your CRM database, or settings where you're entering your user profile, your business profile, and even your own specific pricing tiers. And you can see here I've just listed a few of those. Now, you don't have to have a pricing tier to generate an estimate via the quick estimate tool. If you're using photo mockup, you can actually design that. You can save the design, and you can print it or email it to customers, or even keep that for your own records. But in the photo mockup, if you want that to auto calculate the prices, you need to have your pricing tiers already set up. Okay, this is really cool. I think you're really going to love this. This is the tool that you can use. Maybe you're speaking to a customer, and you can do this via the quick estimate tool as well, but maybe you're speaking to a customer on the phone and they've called you up, they're getting some estimates, and they want to see what the Christmas lighting or the permanent lighting is going to look like. Okay, now the great thing about LightHawk is we don't just I didn't just create this to where you can just render a photo of what the lights will look like. No, when you're actually doing this, it's going to auto scale it, and it's going to actually create the measurements and the estimates for you, so you don't have to do that. It's going to auto calculate everything. So you're estimating. The time for you to send an estimate to close that job is much quicker, no more guessing. And this is the perfect thing whether you're on site or you're not on site. And before I show you the photo mockup, one of the things that I did not mention that is an amazing benefit of the LightHawk platform is that this is a web-based desktop software. What that means is you don't have to download an app. You don't have to have specific software on your phone or your computer or anything. This is via the internet, okay? All you have to do is go to app.lighthawk.app. You can start using the software. Okay, here's the other thing. This works on your desktop computer, your laptop, your iPad, your tablet, or even your phone. Now, to really get the full features here, you're really going to be using that more on the desktop, your iPad, your tablet, or even your laptop, okay? We're now into photo mockup, And let's say you've gone to Google Maps or you're at the job site and you've taken a picture. I'm just going to take a picture here or show you a picture of the front elevation of a home, okay? So what you want to do first is you want to click this button that says Upload Photo. And this is a photo of a house. And let's switch this from day mode to night mode right now, okay? So on the left side here of the photo, the left side of this menu, you're going to see the LightHawk logo. This is the pointer tool that is currently right now, green background. Then you're going to have the roofline tool. This is where you're going to select C9, C7, permanent lights, mini lights, ground lights, whatever you want to actually add to that project, okay? Then you're going to have the circle is the wreath tool that you can actually select a 36-inch, a 48-inch, or a 60-inch wreath to place on this particular photo. Then you have the tool right below that is the bow that you can select a red bow or a red bow with gold trim, okay? Below that, the waves, this is for the garland, okay? You can show actual garland. And I want to point out again here, every time you select something on this left side menu, whatever that is, and you place it on this photo, on your project that you're actually designing, it is actually creating the estimate for you, okay? It is calculating those measurements. And this below here is where you first want to start your scale, your measurements, okay? What the actual scale that everything is going to be referenced from. And I'm going to come back to that in just a second because you want to start all your projects using that, okay? The next thing, below that, the leaf, this is where you're going to draw, kind of get some quick estimates here for maybe bushes and trees, and it will actually render what the lights will look like, whatever color you choose on that photo display, okay? It's really cool. So I want to go back here to the pointer, and we've got this project that we're looking at. And let's just say we know the customer wants some C9 lights on the roof, okay? Now, you can also do permanent lighting here as well. It actually renders the lights a different way because C9 lights or C7 lights, Christmas lights, are more a point of light, and a permanent light fixture is more of a down light. And we've actually, the way I created it, it actually renders that so it looks really like permanent lighting. It's really, really cool. Okay, so we're going to go here and we're going to start this scale, okay? You can do this two ways. So we're going to click on the ruler, and you can do this two ways. You can draw a line, okay? If you know this measurement, let's say it's a two-car garage, we know it's 16 feet. So I could draw this line here from here to here, and then I would say enter in 16, set the scale. Everything from there now is referenced from that, okay? Or you can do it referencing an object. Now you can, let's say, a single-car garage 8 feet or a double or a dual-car garage at 16 feet. Okay, so let's try that. 16 feet, place on photo. I'm going to put this right over here. And I'm going to adjust this just a bit, confirm the scale. Again, either one of those you can use. It does not matter. Okay, so now that you've set your scale here, you now need to go to, we're going to add C9 lights on this job, okay? We're going to go to that pencil icon, and we're going to make sure we have C9 lights, roof line, not ground. I'll show you that in just a second. We're going to go roof line, 12-inch spacing. We're going to select warm white lights, not cool white, not red, not cool white and red, red, warm white and green. I mean, you can select any one of these, warm white and red, cool white and blue, whatever. But we're going to do warm white. So we're going to go there, and we're going to start here, this first endpoint of this gable. I'm going to click it once, go up to the peak, click again, and then double click when I'm done. There it is. It is now created that line of lights, C9 lights, spaced it out, and here's the really cool thing. When you go over to the estimate tab here, guess what? It now has calculated that that is 31 feet. Now, if you have pricing tiers already set in your settings menu, I don't want to go there right now because I haven't saved the design. But if you already have them there, I've already got one labeled C9 Basic, and I've just picked some numbers out of the air. $3 a foot for material, $3 for labor. Okay, these numbers, I teach you how to price these in my Christmas light training courses, private training, as well as my group training workshops. And feel free to hit me up on that at christmaslightsdesign.com/install training, or just send me an email at jeff@jeffjurina.com, and I'll walk you through that. But these are just, I probably wouldn't do these prices here. This is just some general numbers, but I've included this, okay, already. I've saved it in a pricing tier. Now, if I click just from this right here, and I click Generate Estimate, I have to enter the customer name and all that information. Guess what it did? It is now calculated the price for that job. Now, obviously, you wouldn't do a job that low, but it even installed or placed a picture of that job, okay? So I want to go back here. Let's go ahead and finish this up here. Go back to design. We're still warm white lights. Start here on this one. Here. Oh, need to double click it. One more time. Okay. So I'm just going to create the estimate real quick. I'm just going to create the design, and then I'm going to render the estimate, okay? So let's say this customer wants a wreath, and we're going to do a 48-inch right here. Okay, maybe a little bit too small. We can click on this, make it a little bit bigger. Now let's add a bow right here, a red bow, and probably need to make that a little bit bigger. There's the bow for that. And remember, every time I select something and put it on this photo, on this visual display, it is actually calculating the measurements. It's calculating the quantity, the item description, everything. And if you have that pricing tier set up in your settings menu, your settings screen, it's going to create the estimate for you, okay? So let's say this customer, I'm just going to do something. This customer wants garland, we're going to say around the garage door, okay? We're going to select one there. Now here's a really cool thing about this. As I click on this garland, I can now rotate it to make it vertical. And I can even shrink it some. Okay, so you can continue here with modifying the length, the how the garland looks, you know, the rotation, if it's vertical or horizontal. So I'm just going to modify that a little bit here, move it over here, and I'm going to add some other garland here across the top and another one here to match this other side on the right side. So I'm going to go back to this garland icon, and I'm going to put all three here on this display for now. Make it a lot quicker, okay? So I'm going to move this one here. And it's okay if you overlap this, because really what it's doing here, anytime you do an estimate, you're going to have a couple feet that are a little bit extra or short, something like that. So this is good to do that. So I'm going to move this again vertical and adjust the height here so it matches what I have with the existing garage door. I think I did too much. Okay, there we go. Now remember, what's happening here, this is adding this in the estimate tab. Okay. So let's add two more wreaths here. Let's add a 36-inch wreath above here at the very middle gable, and another 36-inch, or let's do all 48-inch, okay? We're going to do all 48-inch here on these other two gables. So I'm going to go here to the wreath icon and make sure that's selected 48 inches. Go here, and I'm going to go ahead and input one there. Those look nice. And I'm going to move this just a little bit, maybe shrink that just a little bit. Now again, when you're doing these designs yourself, obviously you want to match them up with what you think is best for that project, but I'm just trying to go through this real quick, okay? Let's add a couple bows here. We want to do red because the other one is red as well. We want to make sure we match that. And I'm going to go back here to the pointer tool so I can make this bow just a little bit bigger on each one. And again, you can, when you click in the middle of it, of an item, you can move that. Going to go to this one here. Okay. And again, it's adding everything here because I have that pricing tier set up. Okay. So let's go here. I want to show you the ground lights. Let's go back to that. So I've selected the pencil tool. And now I'm going to go to ground, and let's do C9 lights as well, okay? Now I'm going to do 12-inch spacing, and let's just say on the ground we're going to do something different because I want to show you how the colors look a little bit different. We're going to do red, warm white, and green, okay? So we're going to start from this end of the sidewalk here. You're going to come up around this flower bed. Okay, so you can see there I just drew the line of ground lights here, and it's adding that as well. Let's do some right around this little flower bed here. So it looks really nice. Frames the front walkway as well. Okay, I want to add some bushes and trees here. I'm going to show you this whole thing, what it looks like in the estimate screen here in just a second. So let's add some bushes and some tree lights. And again, for an exact measurement, you're going to want to use the quick estimate for the bushes and the trees, okay? Because there's multiple measurements that you need to have when you actually perform an estimate for wrapping trees or wrapping bushes, that sort of thing. And that's the kind of stuff that I teach you in the Christmas Lights for Profit online course, my private training, and our group training workshops. Okay, so I'm going to add, for this job, I want to get these 2 bushes right here and this tree, okay? So I'm going to go to this leaf icon, and I'm going to select that. Now, I start and I'm going to draw a circle as best as I can around that bush. That actually wasn't good. Let's restart that. You can always restart something. Start again. And this is just to give you a quick idea of what the estimate would be. That's a small bush, I don't know, probably 1 to 2 strands. And this right here, bulbs per cluster, it's just, you know, that doesn't really matter in terms of the estimate. It's more of display what you want to show the customer. So let's just go 9, and we're going to do warm white here, and we're going to add that. Now you can see just around that bush there, you can see those lights. So let's do this one as well. I still have that leaf icon selected, and I'm going to select that. Oh boy, I tell you, I didn't do too good on that one. Let's try that again. There we go. We're going to say that's a medium bush. We're going to make that warm white as well. So there are some lights there. Now let's do this big tree here, canopy wrap. And I'm going to start from about here, come around here, and I'm just trying to draw the area here, you know, from start to finish. And let's say that's a medium-sized tree. And let's do that in a green. Okay, so now there is our display, our design that we want to show our customer. Okay, so now that I've got this design the way I want it, there's multiple things that I can do here. Number one is I can export this and download it to my computer, to your phone, whatever that is, okay? Just click the export button and you can it will automatically download, okay? The other thing that you can do is you can come in here and you can save that design so you can come back and work on it later, okay? Enter a design name, whatever. Now the other thing that you can do here is you can actually go to this estimate tab on the right side of the screen. Okay, you can see here it's showing you all the footage of everything that you have actually on that photo display, okay, on that project. Number of bows, the number of garland, number of strands for the bushes, the trees. And again, the amazing thing, the great thing about LightHawk is it isn't just giving you the total footage, which that's one benefit. The other thing it's doing is you have those pricing tiers set up in the settings screen or settings menu. Okay, we're going to go here to the ones I have. We're going to go to C9 Basic. When you do that, it's actually going to generate the estimate. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on this button that says Generate Estimate. And now you can see here, I haven't entered the customer information yet, but you can see it's calculated everything. The price that I'm going to charge my customer for this project, okay? And it also, if you're going to print this or email it to the customer, it's going to show this whole project display. The customer is going to be able to see that, okay? If you want to come down here and enter a following year price, installation price, let's say $1,000, okay? It's going to add that on there as well. Okay, this is a great tool to use for getting those repeat customers, okay? So let's just add a customer here. I can print or email this, but first I want to save this to the job tracker, okay? And I'm going to show you why here in just a second. If you were to print this estimate, here's what it looks like. It's going to show you the whole estimate. So if you were to print this estimate, here's what the whole thing looks like. Shows you everything. Has your company info at the top. Now, again, this is your company information. This is not ours. It's what you add in your business profile in the settings menu. Has the customer information and the job price following your install cost, your notes, the picture, everything. And you can also even email this to your customer. This is the information it emails the customer. And because we saved that to the job tracker, we're going to go to the job tracker menu here. Okay, so now that you're in the job tracker, you can see here that it lists your customers or projects according to the job phase that they're in. Okay, you can organize these alphabetically by the city that they live in or that you quoted in, whatever that is, the date that you did the install, or I should say the date that you did the estimate, the total value, total revenue for that project, and you can organize those chronologically, ascending or descending, however you want to do that. And then it's going to show you the right side. It's going to show you actions that you can actually do on that particular project, okay? And I'm going to show you that in just a second. But if we scroll back up here to the top, you can see a quick overview. You have 6 jobs that are auto-saved from estimates, whether that's a photo mock-up or a quick estimate, okay? Either one does not matter. And if you want to see the ones you have quoted, you click on this button for sold, this one, installed, removed, and schedule, okay? I'm going to show you that in just a second. Let's go back to the all category. This is showing you all of those, okay? All of your jobs, okay? According to the phase that they're in, okay? Now, if we scroll over here to, let's look at the first row. And first row, first column, we're at the actions column here, I should say last column. We can see here that Bill Bright has 4 icons. The next row, Judy Brown, only has 3. Troy Aikman, okay, yeah, he former Dallas Cowboy, not a customer of ours, but I just wanted to list it here to kind of be funny a little bit. But he does not have 4 icons. And then a quick one for me, there's 4 there. George Phillips here, this customer, has 4, and then Jane Smith below has 4. Let's go back up to Bill Bright. When we're looking at Bill Bright and comparing that to Judy Brown, the reason why Bill Bright has 4 icons in that action column is because he is now at least past the sold phase, okay? In order for someone to have this 4th icon, the calendar icon, I've designed this to where it's very intuitive. You have to at least get past the quoted phase. You have to have at least sold the job, because let's be honest, you're not going to schedule a job that you haven't sold yet. Okay, so that's why Judy Brown and the project here for Troy Aikman, there is no scheduling icon here. This card right here, open that. You can see all of her information here. Shows you some quick information, the quantity the quantity of lights that you need, roof line, ground lights, the number of garland, the number of wreaths, the number of bows, and the strands that you need for the bush lighting and the tree lighting. Then it shows you the total that you have estimated for that project. Okay, then it shows you the pricing tier, it shows you the status, and then the following your installation that we selected there. Okay, now before I enter the deposit received here, let's say we've sold it, you could come over here and click this microphone and auto record. Maybe you're on the job site and you're out there, you're doing an installation, you want to record something real quick. You can auto record a note real quick. It will transcribe that note for you and then save the note. But let's say we sold the job. Okay, we're going to come up here to the job status. We're going to move that to sold. Now it's moved to sold. And let's say that Judy has given us $1,500 down payment, okay? That's the deposit she's given us. We can print or email this to ourselves as well. It doesn't matter. Now you can see that Judy Brown's job right here. I'm just going to search for Judy to make it easy for you to see. You can see that Judy Brown's job right here now has that 4th icon. And what that means is we can now schedule a job. We can schedule it from here, okay? Or I want to go back here and make it easier so you can see here. We can schedule that job from this right here, this button that says schedule jobs. Okay. Now, once I do that, it's only going to allow me to click those jobs that were at least sold, installed, or removed. You cannot schedule a job that's quoted. Okay. So we're going to schedule Judy Brown's, and we'll schedule George Phillips. Okay, we're going to schedule those 2 jobs. Schedule 2 selected. And let's schedule those for November, we'll say Monday, November 9th. We're going to confirm that. Now those 2 jobs are scheduled for that day. Now before we click on the schedule, I want to show you that you can print a job list. You can print all the jobs, the ones that you've only quoted, sold, installed, removed, whatever. Now the cool thing about this, you can also print your job list based on your week's schedule or scheduled by date, okay? And if you include the pricing, which is the default, is going to have the total price there, okay? Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to November 9th, because we just scheduled that. It's going to show you the total value. See if I can move this down to the screen. Okay. So it just showed you your job list, and if you click this Google Maps route, I'll go ahead and do that. It's going to show you the jobs so that you can come over here and you can route those jobs accordingly. Pretty cool feature, right? Let's exit out of here. I'm going to exit out of that. Okay, let's go back to the scheduling. Now remember I told you that you can select with pricing or without. If I select without pricing and go back here that scheduled the date, November 9th, and I print that, now it's going to print that all those jobs for that day, and there won't be any pricing there. Okay? This is a great tool if you want to send this to your installation team. Okay? Exit out of there. I can go over here to the schedule, this button right below here. Schedule, let's go to November 9th, and we see those 2 jobs. You can see all of your jobs that you've scheduled. You see down here Jane Smith and Jeff J. Those have not been scheduled yet, but the other jobs have been scheduled. You can open those up in Google Maps, and you can route your jobs accordingly. Let's go to the quick estimate tool. So let's say we're at a job site and there's a guy named John Smith, and we want to create a quick quote for him. Now I can come down here easily without selecting a pricing tier, and I can just enter the quantity of lights themselves. Let's say he had 100 roofline lights, and let's say it was $5 a foot for labor, $5 material. It's already calculated the footage, right? And I can do everything here. I can even do this for permanent lighting, okay? Let's say 200 feet, and let's say you wanted the lights in the back, the Christmas lights in the back, but you wanted permanent lights in the front, okay? I'm just trying to make up an estimate here. And let's say that's $20 for labor and $20 for material. And if I come down here and generate the estimate, we can see it's now calculated everything, okay? You can add following your installation, whatever. Same thing that we did in the job tracker, okay? But I want to go back here, back to the form, because I want to show you the beauty of having those pricing tiers. And it has your company information right here that's auto-filled from your settings. You can upload your logo. Let's go to that C9 basic tier. And now that I've done this, and I just entered some general numbers here, just made up some numbers. It's calculating everything here based on what I already saved. Let's say he has a tree and it has 20 strands on it. It's a really big tree, or it's multiple trees and the total there are 20 strands. Okay? It's calculating everything there. The labor, the material, and the subtotal. And let's just say here he's not doing any permanent lighting. We'll go ahead and take that out. And the other thing that this does is it actually calculates the number of strands for your trees, whether it's a canopy wrap, a trunk wrap, bushes, whatever. If you give it specific measurements that I teach you, the measurements that you need on how to wrap trees and how to price those accordingly, and I teach you that in the training, okay? let's say we're going to give him a discount, and we'll just say it's 20%. You can choose percentage or a dollar amount. We're going to do 20%, and you can do that discount on labor material, labor only, or material. We're going to say labor only. We can add notes here, whatever you want to add. We can upload a sketch or a photo if you want to do that. But I just want to generate this estimate. We've now generated the estimate in the Quick Estimate tool. And let's just say the following your install is $500. Okay. I can print, I can email this estimate to the customer. I can even save this to the job tracker. Now, we saved it to the job tracker. Now I want to go to the job tracker and show you that now that job is quoted John Smith, again, because we have not sold the job yet. Okay, so let's take this information here. Remember what we're looking at, John Smith. We just did Judy Brown. John is quoted, Judy is sold. Let's go to now the CRM screen at the main here, the main navigation menu. We can access it from there, or we can go to dashboard and click this little box that says CRM and leads. We can see here a quick overview, bird's eye view of your whole business from the leads all the way to installed and removed. Okay. It also shows you your next follow-up. Anything that's like overdue is in red, and if it's within 5 days, it's blue. It'll show you your notes, whatever. Shows you the price of that job, how much the remaining balance is, if there's any remaining balance at all. The very top, it gives you a quick overview of your business, the revenue, remaining balance, follow-ups that you have, and then you can come over here and you can search for those leads in this row right by the search bar according to the lead status, which is a new lead coming in, whether it's quoted, sold, installed, or removed. So let's go in and let's look at one of these jobs. Let's look at Bill Bright's. It's installed, and we can see we can add the next follow-up here, notes, whatever. Anything that you enter here is going to be in the activity section in the log section, okay? You go to this financial menu down here. It's going to show you the quote total, the deposit, remaining balance, and the service details. If it's for Christmas lighting, are you storing the lights or are you not storing? If you're storing, you can enter how many containers you have for this job, okay? You can even select same design, or for next year, are you adding to that job? Okay, we're going to click same design, and let's say you did some permanent lighting. If you did permanent lighting, down here now that service detail changes where you can enter the number of lights, the track color, the mounting location, the track profile type, controller specs, warranty, whatever. If it were landscape lighting, it's now going to give you under the service details section the fixture count and type, transformer size, transformer location, zone circuits, wire gauge that you had to use for the job, anything about the timer, the photo cell, and your warranty. And anything for other, it's just you enter whatever general text that you want. And this is just some examples here. But let's go back here. I want to show you here at the very top here. This is your customer pipeline. You can see at the very top we have the customer name. We can see here this little green circle icon is for repeat customer. Right now it's yes. If I select no, I can go back to the CRM screen and see that Bill Bright is not a repeat customer, whereas Jane Smith is. If I go back to Bill Bright and I say he is a repeat customer, I go back now to the CRM, I see that repeat icon, those arrows. Okay, you can click on the phone here and the email, and that will automatically call your customers from the main CRM screen or email them as long as you have a valid phone number or email address. Let's go back to Bill. So we're back on this customer, Bill Bright. He's a residential customer, but let's say he was commercial. Now you've identified him as a commercial client, but he's a residential client. We're going to move him back here to residential. And let's say he was at this stage called quoted. You can change the status of this customer in the job tracker screen. If you see now here, we go back to job tracker, it's now been moved back to quoted. But we're going to do this from the CRM screen. Let's say we sold the job. Now we've moved his status from quoted to sold. Okay? And let's say he has now given us a $2,000 down payment, remaining balance $1,682. And let's say we've done the job, we've installed it. We're going to move hit status to installed. He's now paid us everything. We're done. We go back here and we can see that Bill's job is done. And obviously this next follow-up, we could change that. We'll just go ahead and change here to, we'll just say email customer, thank you. Something like that, right? You probably wouldn't do it that way, but I just want to show you real quick. Come back here. Now we see the follow-up. You don't have any active or overdue follow-ups, okay? Your main dashboard, photo mockup, quick estimate. You can generate estimates from both of those. Job tracker, track all your jobs. The CRM, track your leads and including all your jobs. Total revenue, remaining balance, follow-ups. You can enter, you're basically tracking your customer relationships here. Come to settings, you come to the settings screen. You can enter your company information, your own user profile, everything. That's the beauty of LightHawk, and I hope that you got a lot of value from this. All right, so as I wrap up this demonstration video, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch it, and I hope you can see the value in the LightHawk platform. And just to give you a quick reminder, this is the exact same software that I used to run my own business every single day, from the first estimate to the last install or even final removal. So if you're tired of juggling 5 different tools, paying a lot of money every single month in those monthly subscriptions, click the link below because we're still offering founding member pricing at $197 a year. That's locked in for life once you do that. But at the time of this recording, there's only 9 of those 20 founding member spots available. So don't wait too long because after those first 20 member spots are taken, the price goes up to $299 a year. So click the link below or visit christmaslightsdesign.com/LightHawk to start now. And hey, quick reminder, while I've got you here, if you're also looking for wholesale Christmas lights or you want to learn how to design, price, sell, and actually install Christmas lights the right way, just call or text me anytime at 469-569-9246, or you can just simply visit the store page at christmaslightsdesign.com/store. I'm happy to help. Thanks a lot. I'll see you later.